Okay, we're on.
Thank you. So we just talked about the project's goal, and now I'm going to move on to the next slide. I'm going to talk about the project's background. The Alameda County Safe Routes to School team did a school safety assessment at the César Chávez Middle School in February 2018. The Alameda County Safe Routes to School team were included parents and transportation engineers and planner, staff from the City of Hayward, Alameda County Transportation Commission, Hayward Unified School District, and César Chávez Middle School staff and parents. The team observed constant trains for the students to walk and bike to school and came with proposed improvement to enhance safety and walkability for the students.
En febrero del 2018 se hizo una evaluación de seguridad escolar en el cual estaban comprometidos varias organizaciones, la ciudad de Hayward, la Comisión de Transporte del Condado de Alameda, el personal del Distrito Unificado de Hayward y también la escuela César Chávez y lógicamente sus padres. El motivo de hacer esto es para asegurarnos de que todas las personas encargadas de tomar una decisión para la seguridad de los niños estén incluidas.
Thank you. Based off the meeting they had, an observation they had, they selected 3 areas to do some modification close to the school. There are including Lydic Court, Tennyson Road intersection, which is number 1 at the picture you're looking at, the Tennyson Road, Whitman Street intersection, which is number 2, and Bell Drive, Whitman Street and drop-off area, which is number 3 at the map.
Basado en esta reunión, se identificaron 3 áreas donde se ve más la necesidad de este tipo de servicio. La primera está en la calle Tennyson en Lady Court. La segunda es Dryden, Whitman y Tennyson. Y la tercera es a la hora de entrada y salida de la escuela en el mero frente de nuestra escuela.
The Lydic Court Tennyson Road intersection, and there were observation including the intersection is about, you can see number 1, the intersection 75 feet wide with 1 travel lane and parking lane in each direction, much longer than it is necessary. Number 2 shows that the sidewalk on light courts are only provided on the west side of the street. The east side of the Lydic court is undeveloped. It's only dirt. There's an area between the railroad track and the roadway. There's no sidewalk there. At the railroad and Tennyson crossing, there is no pedestrian specific rail warning sign. As you can see, number 3, we observe multiple students walking on the track and use that area to cross the street and next to the parallel to the trackway, and it seems it's a regular behavior there.
Vamos a ir uno por uno. La primera fue en la intersección de Lady Court y Tennyson. Primeramente vimos que la calle es extremadamente ancha, tiene aproximadamente 75 pies de ancho, lo cual es un poquito más de lo normal. También la parte número 2 es donde en esa área no hay cuneta, no hay lugar para los peatones que puedan caminar. Y la tercera es donde ven aquí el número 3, no hay una señal para los trenes. Por lo tanto, y lo vieron, estuvieron revisando esto y vieron que muchos estudiantes cruzaban esa área sin tener ningún tipo de cuidado de lo que estaba pasando a su alrededor. Eso fue lo que pudieron ver basado en su visita.
Thank you. So you can see some pictures at the side that the students are just walking on the dirt. There's no sidewalk there. They're walking on the railroads, and they also crossing the Tennyson Road, passing the railroad.
Como pueden ver, aquí hay fotografías donde los estudiantes están caminando. Can you bring it back? Los estudiantes están caminando donde no hay una banqueta, los niños están caminando simplemente en la tierra y también donde los estudiantes están también cruzándose los rieles del ferrocarril, donde no hay ningún tipo de pase apropiado para eso.
At the intersection of the Tennyson Road and the Whitman Street, it's a very active with many potential school-related pedestrians and vehicle conflict at this intersection. Students mostly walks in two directions. They go to the southwest toward the lighted court on Tennyson Road sidewalks and to the south cross Tennyson Road to get to the beach runway. At number 1, you can see the sidewalk along the west side of the Whitman Street is narrow and become crowded during the school dismissal. The limited space on the sidewalk sometimes result in the students standing within the roadway. As you can see, the number 2 shows that the western crossing across the Tennyson Road is the pedestrian crossing is skewed and not a straight line. The skewed crosswalk shape, limited visibility, and take more time for the student to cross the street. At number 3, you can see the cars regularly fail to yield to the pedestrian when they're making their right turn. Also, cars making U-turn at the intersection on red light, which can be dangerous for the students who are crossing.
Ahora, esta es otra intersección entre la calle Tennyson Road en Whitman. Y vimos también 4 cosas de prioridad o preocupantes. La primera es la vuelta hacia la derecha es conflictiva con los peatones, o sea que está muy a la orillita de donde los estudiantes van a cruzar. La segunda es, no es una área completamente recta para el cruce, está un poquito de lado a la hora del cruce, un área está más ancha que la otra, por lo tanto, los estudiantes no tienen un espacio establecido para ellos poder cruzar apropiadamente. La tercera, hay un conflicto muy parecido anteriormente a la primera, es que a la hora que las personas vienen sobre la calle Whitman y doblan a la derecha, por la Tennyson, hay veces no ven a los peatones y está muy comprometido, muy cercano y puede traer muchos accidentes. Y la cuarta, también hacer la vuelta en U en la intersección. Pueden hacer la vuelta en U entre Tennyson y al mismo tiempo no ver a los estudiantes cuando vienen cruzando la calle.
Thank you. Those are some pictures of the intersection.
Estas son unas fotografías de la intersección y pueden ver la manera en que viene en la intersección. I was just showing them the one that is skewed, that is sideways. It was a little harder to explain the other way.
So here at the Bill Drive, Whitman Street intersection, close to the school drop-off area, cars regularly fail to yield to the pedestrian and student at this crosswalk, and that sometimes car will legally travel in the bike lane to pass cross cars which have yielded to the pedestrian and stop at the stop sign at the crosswalk, and many times they just don't care about the stop sign and just pass it. Cars park on Whitman Street near to the crosswalk and school drives. They're limiting visibility of the both pedestrian using the crosswalk and vehicle traffic. You can see at number 2, that shows on the picture, number 2, that's the area that most of the time cars park over there. During the pickup and drop-off periods, car should not left turn in and out of the driveways, but cars usually do that.
Esta es la tercera y última área, que es Beale Drive en Whitman Street, que es exactamente donde está localizado la escuela, la mera entrada de la escuela. Primeramente está el cruce para los peatones. Muchas veces no los respetan. Los vehículos, hay veces un vehículo se para a darle pasada al peatón, pero el vehículo que está detrás no le interesa y sigue adelante, le da la vuelta. Así que vemos mucho eso de que no respetan el cruce de peatones. También en la parte número 2 están carros estacionados directamente en la calle Whitman, limitando la visibilidad a los carros que vienen sobre Whitman. Lógicamente no es un lugar de estacionamiento ahí, pero hemos visto que muchos carros se estacionan en esa área ilegalmente. Y el número 3 es muchas personas entran por lo que es supuestamente la salida de nuestro estacionamiento, pero muchos carros han entrado por ahí y eso es lo que hemos observado.
Those are some pictures that shows the cars are parking along the drop-off area. Most of the time they don't stop at the stop signs, and you can see they're making turn left, getting out of the school's driveway during the drop-off time.
Aquí son otras fotografías donde pueden ver que hay muchas personas que no siguen las señales del tránsito, no se paran donde tienen que pararse, se estacionan donde no deben estacionarse y a la salida del estacionamiento dan vuelta a la izquierda, lo cual es ilegal. Durante horas de escuela tienen que doblar a la derecha.
The city engineer, and you are looking at the proposed improvement at Leidig Court Tennyson Road intersection. The city engineer is recommending to install painted curb extension at the northeast and northwest corner, which are those gray areas. You can see painted gray areas on the map. So those going to be just painted on the street, and also going to be some posts that support that, so cars not going to drive over those painting areas. We're going to, you want to translate?
Aquí tenemos modificaciones o recomendaciones de modificaciones que nuestros ingenieros han diseñado, en específico en la intersección de Lady Court y Tennyson Road. Primeramente, que haya una nueva acera y una nueva cerca. También van a pintar la extensión de la esquina, y van a haber bordillos pintados para que los carros no pasen o no crucen o se suban a la área que está pintada.
We're going to install a yellow high visibility crosswalk. We're going to install also a limit line as a stop sign pavement marking on the street, and the city staff recommending to raise the median and the fence to avoid crossing over the railroad and crossing the Tennyson and using the railroad area. Also, we're going to install sidewalk and fence along the entire back section of the Lage Court from Tennyson intersection to the Tennyson High School.
También vamos a dar paso de peatones de alta visibilidad, poniéndole un poco más alto para que tengan más visibilidad tanto los estudiantes como los vehículos. Vamos a hacer un carril de vuelta a la derecha para que así tengan la posibilidad de hacer de una manera más segura, y vamos a poner una nueva acera y una nueva cerca por todo el perímetro de la escuela para dar más seguridad.
So I've got a question for you,
Sure.
Dr. Kajui. In regards, this is going to be like an extension of the sidewalk and fence that's further north. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. How high is that fence?
It hasn't been designed yet. Actually, it's going to be part of another project we have from the Union Railroad that has been funded by them. And actually, Charmin Solo she's here. She's our senior engineer. She's managing that project. But we just thought to share here in this meeting as well. We don't know exactly detail. We just on the conceptual phase still. Then we're going to get to the design, and it's going to be more specific.
Okay, can I just throw my sense in there? I think the fence that this is going to be an extension of is not as high as it should be. So what I'm thinking is that it should be higher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Higher. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So a student cannot jump over it, right?
How'd you know I was going there? Okay, because
I was a student, I used to do that.
no, these young people, they jump higher and faster than they used to. So yeah, that's my recommendation.
Sure, sure. Thank you. I'm taking notes.
El director preguntó si iban a poner una cerca adicional a la que tienen estos momentos o más alta, y ella dijo que es sí, pero es que es parte de otro proyecto o de un proyecto adicional con la agencia del ferrocarril Union Pacific, me imagino, es Union Pacific.
Great
Y
opinion.
ellos están todavía elaborando eso. El director entonces les dijo que por favor lo hicieran más alto todavía, y hicieron el chiste de que la idea de hacerlo más alto es por los estudiantes, que los estudiantes brincan y van más alto que nunca. Entonces, queremos lo más alto posible para evitar que los niños crucen.
Thank you. So those are some examples of those painted areas was talking about, and those posts that we're going to install on the road. And those are some examples of the fences and sidewalk along the railroad, and it's going to be higher. And also we're going to have some examples of the pedestrian not crossing the railroad restrictions.
Can you back up one more so I can?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Estas son unas recomendaciones o fotografías de las recomendaciones que están poniendo. Ahí están los postes en el cual le daría seguridad a los niños en las esquinas, cómo estarían pintados y todas las señales que existen. En the next slide. Y esta es un ejemplo de las cercas que están poniendo. Lógicamente están pensando en hacerlo más alto porque estamos hablando de jóvenes.
Thank you. This is a proposed design for the Tennyson Road Whitman Street intersection. At this intersection, we're going to stripe the western crosswalk to have a straight alignment, extend the existing median close to that crosswalk here, and we're going to have at the Whitman Street, we're going to have a shared through and left turn lane with a separated bike lane for the through bike to cross the intersection. And we're gonna remove that extended median at the top of this picture, which is gonna be the east side of the intersection. That is have some conflict with the pedestrian crossing over there.
Estas son las modificaciones recomendadas de nuevo por nuestros ingenieros para la intersección de Tennyson Road y Whitman Street. Primeramente, bueno, hubieron varias cosas aquí, pero el carril de paso compartido y de giro, donde está la primera flecha que está a su mano izquierda, el carril de paso compartido y de giro a la izquierda, con un carro para bicicletas separados. Van a ver exactamente señales para que sepan exactamente que están compartiendo el camino. También van a pintar una alineación recta, el cruce sobre la Tennyson para que sea directo y más ancho para el camino para los estudiantes. Van a extender el median, que esta es la tercera flechita a su mano derecha. La flecha de arriba de la mano izquierda, perdón, de la mano derecha, van a remover la extensión, un poquito de extensión que hay para asegurarse que los estudiantes puedan cruzar directamente. Y van a pintar la extensión de bordillos que están a la orilla de la calle, que es la flecha a mano derecha abajo. I think I went the whole way.
Thank you. Those are some examples of this crosswalk, straight crosswalks, and also those posts and extended curb extensions, painted extended curb extensions.
Estos son unos ejemplos de cómo se ve un cruce derechito y completo y ancho para darle cabida a todos los estudiantes, y también de nuevo los postes en las esquinas donde pueden darle seguridad a los estudiantes, extendiendo el área donde ellos están parados para poder cruzar la calle.
At the Bill Drive string close to the drop-off area of the school, we're going to install painted curb extension at the Whitman Street and Bill Drive intersection to decrease the length posts that will be installed around that curb extensions to create a boundary between the pedestrian and vehicle. We're going to install a high visibility crosswalk crossing to a school's driveway, install a rectangular rapid flash beacon that you can see a picture on the left side. Those are those flashes that you're just going to push the buttons everyone you want to cross, so it's going to be lights flashing so the cars can pay more attention that the students are crossing. It's going to increase the safety for them. And also we're going to have the yellow pedestrian sign that you can also see on the left side of the slide. And we're going to have some paint red. We're going to paint red the curbs close to the drop-off area all along to the end of the Whitman Street. So we're going to make sure there's not going to be any cars who park there.
Estas son las recomendaciones, de nuevo, de nuestros ingenieros para en el frente de la escuela, Beale Drive en Whitman Street, y las áreas donde los niños los dejan en la escuela y los vienen a recoger. Primeramente, en su mano derecha, la primera flechita, me están enseñando donde van a haber extensiones de bordillos, van a pintarlos de una manera más llamativa para que vean que hay una extensión ahí pintada y bien diseñada. Ahora la primera a su mano izquierda, la flechita de abajo, van a instalar una baliza rectangular de parpadeo rápido, que es lo que ven aquí, donde está diseñado para que haya un poste y que arriba hay luces que prenden y se apagan. De esa manera llama más la atención a los choferes y a los vehículos que están pasando. También van a ser unas marcas de rendimiento avanzada con más visibilidad en el área de cruce de los estudiantes. Se van a crear áreas de cruces más anchas, mejores pintadas y más marcadas, y también marcas de rendimiento avanzados o marcos de rendimiento avanzado, que es lo que se ve a su mano izquierda donde dice State Law. Esos van a ser puestos en postes en las diferentes áreas para que todos sepan que esa es un área donde los no se pueden estacionar. Sobre todo en frente de la escuela van a haber pintados donde se les va a decir a los choferes que no pueden estacionarse.
Thank you. So those are some examples of those flashes I would just mention. That's going to be both sides of the crosswalk when students want to cross.
Y estos son uno de los ejemplos de las letreros que van a poner para dejarles saber que los estudiantes están cruzando, que tienen que poner atención al cruce de peatones y de estudiantes.
So the next step of these projects are, after we're going to have today's meeting, we're going to get comments from the parents and whoever who is interested about this project. We're going to analyze the results. We're going to have a survey on our website that you can go and click on it and fill out the survey and provide your comments on the survey as well. Also, this presentation is going to be recorded on our website. I'm going to send out the link to our website for the Mr. Histon so he can share with the parents as well. Then we, by end of the spring of the year, then we're going to have the final engineering design. When we finish the conceptual design of the project, we're going to do the final engineering design by end of the summer, and by fall, we're gonna publish and award the contract. I'm gonna start the construction phase of this project, hopefully by fall.
El calendario a seguir o las ideas que tenemos para seguir, primeramente vamos a analizar los resultados, vamos a mandar una encuesta a todos los padres, a las personas que quieran llenarlo, también vamos a hablar con los maestros, el director está grabando esta presentación para enviárselo. Esperamos a los padres y aquellas personas que quieran comentar en esto son bienvenidos. Eso sería ahorita en la primavera del 2022. El diseño final de ingeniería estamos pensando tenerlo para el verano del 2022 y publicaremos y adjudicaremos un contrato de construcción para comenzar la construcción en el otoño del 2022.
Here is a link to the survey and website, and we are here to answer any question you have. Thank you.
Este es el enlace de la encuesta. En la cual puede ser llenada en inglés o en español. I will probably think that it would be a good idea if we can put it in the chat for those that want to maybe just copy and paste. So también la vamos a poner en el chat para aquellas personas que quieran copiarlo y ponerlo en su computadora para llenarlo lo más pronto posible. Gracias.
Thanks, everyone.
Muchas gracias a todos.
But, okay, so can I just go over a few things? Because I like to do things now rather than later. Can you go back to the front of the school where you have the crosswalk, you know, updated? Because I just want to talk about that area for a minute to let you know what I see.
El director le está pidiendo que regrese a una área en particular para él poder explicar lo que ve.
Here, do you mean this? This is
Cannot see it.
We don't see it yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing and
No, we just
share again.
it did pop up as you stopped sharing it. It finally popped up.
Oh, can you see now?
No, just maybe it's delayed, but
Not yet.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
I think your internet is lagging a little bit. I hear it on your voice. And so I think it's actually seeing it as well on the video.
Okay. Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you were talking about this slide, Mr. Hista?
Let's go. Yes, this is it. This is the front of the school.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, this is in front. So a school is to the left.
Right.
And this is the Whitman Street.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an intersection between Whitman Street and Bill Drive.
Okay. So we have one crosswalk going from the school to the other side of Whitman.
Correct.
A lot of the students, their parents will start parking further south on this map. In other words, further down. Is there any way we can have another crosswalk to the right of the exit as students drive? I mean, as parents drive in to pick up their child and come out. A lot of my students are crossing the street further south of the crosswalk that is north, that we have currently, the high visibility crosswalk. Can I get another one below that?
Sure. I think it's a pretty good idea. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We can add the
just
crosswalk.
have to double check if the conditions allow us to, because we would need to be able to install a curb ramp. So we would need to do a quick survey if that's even feasible in front of that residence home.
I see.
So el director está preguntando si había la posibilidad de hacer otro lugar de cruce de peatones más hacia el sur de la escuela, porque muchos padres se estacionan cuando vienen a recoger a sus niños, se estacionan antes y esperan a sus niños ahí, y sería muy saludable y muy bueno de tener otro área de cruce. La señora Sola mencionó de que claro que sí, pero que tendrían que investigar si pueden hacer, porque tiene que haber un descanso o un área para poder enfrente de una propiedad privada, si van a poder hacerlo efectivamente. Eso se tendrían que investigar.
Any other comments, Mr. Houston?
Yeah,
What is it?
I'm going to turn it over to one of my lead teachers to ask her to just give her view. Miss Colleen Jackson, are you on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Colleen, Ms. Jackson has been very helpful for me this school year. Any comments, Colleen?
When we were talking about like besides crosswalks and stuff, I didn't see anywhere where it changes like where parents drop off students. And that's a major issue. To actually make a different place to drop off students, because right now we have like parents just stop in the middle of the street and drop off students, and then kids are getting out of the car. I know we had talked at one point about either doing a drop off on Tennyson and having kids come through that gate across the field, but it's often wet, so we talked about trying to make a path, a paved path along the side of the field, or making a drop off along Whitman of some sort. So there was actually a place where parents could pull over and drop off kids instead of just stopping in the middle of the road.
El señor Houston pidió a la señora Jackson que si por favor podría dar un poquito de su perspectiva. Ella ha sido instrumental y ayudado mucho este año escolar con todo lo del tráfico. La señora Jackson estaba mencionando de que sí es bueno tener lugares de cruce, pero que ella quisiera ver más lugares donde los padres pudieran de una manera segura dejar a sus niños. Muchos padres dejan a sus hijos en la mitad de la calle, los niños se salen del carro y cruzan la calle directamente en el medio de la calle, lo cual eso no es muy seguro. Entonces quería ver la posibilidad de tener diferentes áreas donde podrían los padres de una manera segura dejarlos, ya sea un camino de la Tennyson, hay un lugar, una área pero hay mucho lodo y mucha agua, entonces tal vez hacer algo para que esté más seco, o más adelante sobre Whitman, hacer una área donde los padres de una manera segura puedan dejar a sus estudiantes.
So this project is about mostly how to improve the walking and biking of the student to school. So we are hoping that we make that safer for the students, so parents can feel to let the kids to walk and bike from their home to the school. We are hoping that they're not going to drive their kids to the school. That's kind of the purpose of this project, that make it safe enough for the parents to just let the kids walk to school. We cannot do anything for the drop-off area because it's not a city's property, it's a union, Hayward Union District area. But all the purpose of this project is to make sure we're gonna just avoid any conflict that's gonna have for the kids who are crossing the street, walking to the street, walking at the sidewalk, crossing the streets, to be safe for them. We really cannot do at any drop-off area, any other part of the streets or anything like that. Charmin, is there anything else you want to add?
The other thing, Mr. Houston, we have to make sure that walking the crosswalks, because the parents are turning into the staff parking lot all the time, that we're paying attention to that, because kids are just walking through the middle of the parking lot all the time. And as staff and parents, they don't pay attention. So I'm worried about kids have gotten hit in the parking lots already. And I worry about that.
So, Dr. Kajui, the area that we're talking about is, of course, south of, on this map.
I can show
Yeah.
the
Oh, this is good. Yeah.
here. You
Right.
mean? Mhm.
Right. That's exactly right. So it's below number 3,
Mhm.
which is the parking lot area, which you see the trees on the bottom there.
Right.
Is there anything that can we get, like, do we have arrows showing directions? I can't remember, Colleen, which way the cars are going.
So the cars are it's completely opposite of the arrows showing. So cars get in from the north and they got out from the south side.
Okay, so I'm going below that, Dr. Kajui. Go down, keep going down, that's it, go down, and then to the left. This is the parking lot that we're talking
about. Those are the teachers' parking lot area?
Right.
Okay.
And as Ms. Jackson was saying, students historically have been hid in this parking lot because is there any renovations we can do in regards to striping one-way circle? Probably, what do you think, Ms. Jackson? We have parking right in the center. If we only had parking on the outer perimeters, would that
It's not
help?
necessarily the parking, that's where parents are pulling in to drop off their kids. It's not the teachers, it's the parents that pull in to drop off their kids, but kids are also jaywalking the street right there. I mean, it's a disaster right there in the mornings.
Yeah, so what do you think, Dr. Kajui, is there anything that you can help us with to prevent, students walking in this area, like signage?
So you're saying they drop off their kids here and they just come back on the street and get to the school?
Yeah,
Or
they'll go left and right, and then start just going home. They'll drop their kids off real quick and just keep going.
Right. So I think that's something that we need to go on the site and observe and come with some solution for that. But and we can discuss that internally.
Have you seen a copy of the school safety assessment report for Tennyson High School? Yes, I believe that there are some recommendations there that address some of the issues happening in the parking lot. Because I know we met out there on site a few years ago to discuss it. But we can talk about it in more details and come up with an action plan.
We're gonna talk about that internally, and I'm gonna email it to you and ask if you think it's a good idea or not. I'm gonna share it with you. But I think we need to first go and observe the site and see what's going on there. And we're gonna visit during the drop-off time, and then we're gonna talk internally. We're gonna have a meeting internally, and we're gonna come with some solution for that. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
So let me translate the portion, the answer to Ms. Jackson's original question regarding additional parking on drop-off areas. So la señora Jackson preguntó de las áreas de que los padres podrían dejar a los niños más seguros. Y una de las, en estos momentos, este proyecto en particular es para motivación y seguridad de los estudiantes de que vayan a la escuela caminando o en bicicleta o en patines o de alguna otra manera, y no necesariamente de motivar a los padres de ir con sus carros a la escuela. Entonces, la idea es de asegurar el entorno de la escuela para asegurarse de que los niños lleguen a la escuela de una manera más segura. Y eso es lo que el proyecto está tratando de hacer, que el camino a la escuela sea seguro. También estaban mencionando de que la entrada al estacionamiento de los maestros es otro lugar un poquito difícil. Los padres entran a dejar estudiantes ahí y también los niños cruzan sin ningún sin ningún cuidado y pues lógicamente también hay vehículos de los maestros entrando ahí, así que ellos van a ver más adelante, van a hacer un reporte, van a ir a investigar un poquito mejor y a ver qué pueden hacer. Gracias.
Thank you. Is there any other comments?
¿Hay algún otro comentario? Aunque sea en español, estoy aquí para apoyarlos.
So if there are no more comments, I took my notes. We definitely going to have internal meeting and we're going to discuss a possible solution for those issues we just mentioned. And if you can just please send me the recorded video of the presentation as well, so we can share on our website for this project. And I'm also going to send you the link.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your
All right,
time.
thank you.
Si
Thanks,
nadie más
everyone.
tiene preguntas, van a mandar el reporte más adelante y va a apreciar que manden la presentación grabada a ellos y más adelante van a hacer la encuesta. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. We are really
Bye, everyone.
excited about this project. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
one.
It looks beautiful. It looks really, really
Thank
beautiful.
you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, bye-bye.
Muchas gracias a todos. Bye bye.
Gracias.